Cheers to the dreamers, the seekers, the wise. Crystal lavender will reach in the skies. Through tarot and starlight will always roam. In the heart of the universe we found our home. Those where the mystics play. We speak the language of the Milky Way. A touch of Venus, a kiss from the moon. Guiding lost hearts with a sweet gentle tune.
Leo, hello, welcome here. So we are doing your weekly reading from April 21st to the 27th. I'm recording these on Easter Sunday, 420, so happy 420, happy Easter if you celebrate. Merry everything, happy always, right? So before we get started, we are going to talk about this. If you would like a free download of my book, you could go to my website at crystal-lavender.com. All right. This is the book I wrote, and it is a testimony of triumph over the darkness of childhood SA and addiction. Okay. Like, hi, my name is Crystal, and I am a recovered addict. I am 4 years into recovery, and I wrote this whole entire book using my phone and a talk to text app. Okay. So you can get this on Amazon for $12.12, or you can get a free copy on my website, or you can get a signed copy if you email me, and then I'll ship one out to you. Okay. And also, if you would like a personal private reading, you can go to my website down here at crystal-lavender.com. There are 10% off coupons for any one of the available options that I have. And there's also a newsletter, a free newsletter that you could subscribe to, and it's got exclusive content as well as other coupons, and it comes out every Monday. All right, so you could get a free download of my book, you could sign up for my newsletter, and you could book personal readings, all from crystal-lavender.com. All right, and if you need a website guy, let me know. I've got a website wizard. You need a music guy, I've got a music guy. I got a website wizard. I've got all kinds of people. Like, my network is your network, and there ain't no unity without community. Okay. So, Leo, what do we got for Team Leo? Your spirit message oracle card is, don't allow negative emotions to fester. Ooh, it reminds me of a splinter. If you are feeling frustrated, angry, or hurt, for example, just acknowledge that. Instead of fighting your feelings, go with them and work with them. Then true healing can really begin. My favorite thing to do whenever I'm in a really bad, especially if I'm in a really bad mood and I know that I'm just being, like, if I'm being a bitch and I know it, you know what I mean? My what the fuck wrinkle in the middle of my forehead is like super pronounced. And like, no matter what, even if I'm smiling, that wrinkle in my forehead is just, I got this scowl and shit. I start talking in a bad accent, just talking bad accent. And make everything, you cannot be mad. Like, I'm so mad at talking in this bad accent. Okay, so try, or you could try, gaining people to your cause. Like, I'm in bad mood. You want to join me in bad mood? We could just be like, fuck the broccoli. We fuck broccoli, fuck your broccoli. You know what I mean? You could just start gathering people to be in a bad mood with you, and then really it just changes the whole dynamic of all of it altogether. So, I don't know. It just reminds me of a splinter. So if you let a splinter fester, then it gets all infected and, all funky and shit. Like, you might as well just pull it out. Rip the Band-Aid off, pull it out. Do whatever it is that you need to do, or just acknowledge that you're just in a bad mood and have fun with it, instead of, there's some people, like, have you ever noticed whenever you're in a bad mood and somebody's in a good mood, it just irritates the crap out of you? It's like, your good mood is totally fucking with my bad mood. Okay. So, either you or somebody else is embodying that sort of energy. So don't let it fester. Okay. Try to turn it into some sort of fun, and, you will conquer this. You will fucking conquer this. All right. Even if you have to talk in bad accent, You can talk in different voice, like, hello. You talk above the pencil or below the pencil, right? So you can play with that a little bit. So whatever it is that you're going through, this too shall pass. You will fucking conquer this, but don't allow your negative emotions to fester, because then then it just like turns into an abscess, and then you got a whole other deal on your hands. Lance that shit open, see it for what it is, squish out all the guts, and call it good. So your major arcana is the Hangman. So that's surrendering. Surrendering to the process, surrendering to it is what it is. Sometimes we get so fixated on the why. Like, why? It's like, and then, no more and then, no more and then. Okay? There's no more and then. It just is what it is. And sometimes we have to surrender to the fact that it is what it is. This is also a card of seeing things from multiple different perspectives to gain some sort of enlightenment, right? Like this dude is hanging upside down on one foot, all chilling. He ain't like he's chilling. He's he's totally comfortable with where he's at, you know. But um, people might not see that from your perspective. You know, there's always a different perspective to look at. There's my perspective, there's the other person's perspective, then there's the big picture. You know, we can only see like in our room right now, right? Like I'm in my room right now. Like right now I see my cards and I see my room. But does that mean that outside of my room doesn't exist until I actually see it? You know, or does the matrix put all the puzzle pieces together and puts all the trees and clouds and all that out there, so as soon as I step out of my room I actually see the trees and the clouds? You know, so I can only see my room, but outside of my room there's a whole other house, and outside the house there's a whole block, and outside the block there's a whole city, a whole town, and above the whole town there's like a whole state, and then above the or a country, you know. The perspective just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, so there's always something else to learn. Okay, always some other way to see, always something else to learn. So either you're having troubles surrendering to the idea that there is other perspectives, or there's other people that are having trouble putting themselves in your shoes and seeing things from your perspective. So be mindful of that energy, okay? Because that is the major arcana. Like the major arcana are the major life lessons that we go through throughout our years. We go through them multiple times throughout our existence, but the major arcanas are like the major steps in our lives that we go through. So the hangman happens to be one about perspective and surrender. You know, surrendering to that there is more than one way to skin a cat. I don't know who the hell comes up with these sayings. I don't know who comes up with that, but I don't even want to know about skinning cats. But that's what they say, right? I don't know why they say that. Maybe I should Google it. But yeah, so there's always more than one way to do things. There's just because it works for you a specific way doesn't mean that it'll work for somebody else the same way, and vice versa. You know, just because something is working for somebody else doesn't mean that it'll necessarily work for you in the same exact way. So just surrender to the idea that there's other perspectives, or, you know, put somebody in their place about the idea that they don't live in your shoes. But either way, don't allow negative emotions to fester, because then it's like a splinter. It's a splinter. Okay, negative emotions are like a splinter. Sorry, I didn't mean to wiggle the table so much. All right, what do we got on your finances? Discovery. There is still dude, that goes right in with that. There's still an essential piece of your puzzle that you have yet to discover. A missing piece of information must fall into place before you will know your next step. So there's missing pieces of the puzzle to this whole process here. All right. And I believe that has to do with somebody's perception, either their perception of you or your perception of them, or just the perception of the situation in general. But there is an essential, it's not just a little piece, it's an essential piece of the puzzle that you have yet to discover as far as your finances go. What else do we got? That all ties perfectly together. Oh, temperance in reverse. So it's making you feel a little unbalanced. Maybe you're the needing to know right now, right now. I need to know right now, right here, right now. Um, might be you might be feeling a little bit impatient. You know, you might be getting a little bit stir crazy, a little bit impatient with wanting to know all the details, all of the specifics. You know, you want to know the when, the why, the how, the where, the who, the what, for how much, you know, for how many cookies. It might be putting a damper on this whole parade of having to know having to know all of the details right now. But at the same time, you know that there's something missing. There's something that's definitely missing, but you need to surrender. Like the card of surrender is surrendering to the what. Okay, surrendering to that it will be discovered all in due time, that things will unfold the way that they should unfold. All right, so don't be impatient, don't try to push things, because sometimes, like, if somebody's not ready for something, you know, like, not only do we have to have the ability to manifest what it is that we want, but we need to have the wisdom to be able to keep it. You know, the know-how, the wisdom, the strength, the the determination. It's like getting it is just part of the process, you know. The journey to getting it is part of the process, but then there's a whole other journey after that. That's just the beginning. So anything that has been withheld, or you haven't quite gotten to where it is that you want to be yet, is all part of this due process. Like there's something that's missing, either in the acknowledgement or in the wisdom or in the know-how of how to keep it. Or in, like if we're going into business with somebody, maybe we're going into business with a bad business partner, we don't even know it. You know what I mean? Like there's things like rejection is protection, always, 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 always. There's some shit that you do not see about this situation. So being impatient and pushy about it isn't going to help it at all. All right. So just surrender to the process and to the knowing, but don't let it turn into negativity. Okay. All right. What do we got for your love? The King of Wands in reverse. Ugh, I don't like him. Oh, no wonder. I'm married or committed. Did you know? I can't remember if I told you. Did I tell you that I was married? Okay, that's fucking dirty. So there might be somebody that you're dealing with that is, I mean, if they're in separation, that's a whole other dynamic. But I don't feel like this is like, oh, like I was married when I was like, 19 years old and I just never got a divorce type of deal. And they haven't been together in like fucking decades. But with the King of Wands in the reverse on top of that, is that's a playing games. That is playing games. So if somebody disappears for long periods of time, or they don't tell you anything about their life, man, I have heard of stories where people have been bamboozled for years. I mean, they met their children, they went through the whole process only to find out that they had a significant other and they were actually truly married. Okay, so some of these people are extremely crafty when it comes to being manipulative. So don't be sweeping any sort of red flags under the carpet. Okay, you ain't got no time to be sweeping any red flags under the carpet whatsoever right now, especially with this person. If you know who this person is, all right. I mean, if this doesn't resonate with you, then don't take it and run. Okay, like always be discerning. Like this is not for everyone. This is a very specific message for someone that really, has already intuitively felt this and just needed the confirmation. This is not for people that don't have any sort of inclination whatsoever that this is going on. All right. So don't take this and run and take it as the truth. Okay. This is only the truth for a select few of you. All right. But there is somebody out there that has been asking, you have been asking yourself if there's something about this person that you need to know. All right. And it looks like the thing that you need to know is, oh, I forgot to tell you. My bad, G. The fuck that. All right. So yeah. Um, I'm sorry, Leo. That sucks. That could be part of your missing puzzle, that you aren't able to move forward. That could be part of what is protecting you, the fact that things haven't moved forward because this person isn't the person that needs to be in your life. I don't know. Whoever's dealing with that person, with the King of Wands on top of it, that's pretty douchey. Like straight douche canoe. I could say all kinds of shit about that, but yeah, watch out for that, Leo. But just know that there's all multiple different perspectives. But that's, I mean, except for this person over to black. Don't sweep any red flags under the carpet. Don't let this person bamboozle you. All right. Ouch. And a mini me. And me. Well, shit. I hope that helps, Leo. I'm sorry for whoever is dealing with this, but it's better for you to figure it out than to fuck around and find out later. Get super emotionally invested and then have this discovery, you know. Um some people are extremely talented at being professional douchebags. So I really hope that you're not dealing with that. And if this message resonates for you, like please take the necessary steps to disassociate yourself from this person, okay? So that way you can manifest your greatest life because you deserve better than that. All right. And if they will cheat with you, they will cheat on you. I love you, Leo. Be good to yourself and to others always and always. And if you would like a personal reading, just go to my website at crystal-lavender.com, sign up for my free weekly newsletter, and get a download of my book. All right, you guys. I love you. Vroom, beep, beep.